Yeah, let's start. So, hello and welcome to SIG etcd community meeting. Today is May 28th, and we have packed agenda and a lot of exciting news. Ivan, can you start with your topics?
Yes, so first, Josh found out that we didn't do the proper uh, nomination for Way. Um, so now we need to properly do it in the Kubernetes way of doing a TL nomination. So I think we
Mhm.
all agree because we already nominated him informally, but now we need to go through the whole process. Basically, I nominated Josh, and it's a little bit involving. So I was hoping if someone else could do the nomination because I just did it for Josh. Josh said that he can't do it because he's just being also ramp up or onboarded. Uh, so yeah, I don't know if maybe Sijuan or either one of you two guys could do it. I think also maybe it's bad timing because right now we're trying to finish
So,
37.
so we just send the email to the LCD Dev mailing list, right? In the first
So
step.
we need to send the email to the Kubernetes list, to the etcd list, and then start a new issue in K.org, and then wait for the lazy consensus, and then you need to do more
Okay,
things. Um,
okay, I can do it. Okay.
okay, thank you.
Great, thank you.
So that
Yeah,
was that, and that was quick.
yeah.
Uh,
So continue, please.
Yes. So then the second one, I wanted to so I've been saying, or I've been trying to get rid of the current bill of materials because it has several issues from not being an active maintained project to failing in our pipelines, and so we need to do workarounds. So Vivek Patani, he has a pull request to create a new uh, to use Sift, if I'm saying it right. It's a like a proper way of doing the bill of materials. Um, so I was discussing this briefly because I added it to a document on things that we were expecting in 3.7. I was explaining briefly that I wanted to have that maybe in 3.7 if in case we want to do a proper deprecation process. So if we do deprecation, then for me, it will mean that in 3.7 we'll say that the bill of materials is deprecated, and in 3.8 we'll drop the current bill of materials JSON. Um, so is that something that we agree, or because it's kind of a released artifact? Can we
Yeah,
consider it maybe like it doesn't matter if we just change it in the middle of a release cycle, like in a patch
well,
version?
I guess what's the state of it now? Because if it's completely inaccurate, then we
It's
might as well do a total replacement.
yeah, so it's not inaccurate.
Okay.
It's accurate, but the thing is that so I've noticed that if you run the thing that so the tool that creates the bill of materials in an empty repository, like vanilla, you just cloned it, it fails. And the workaround I have it in the scripts is that you do like a smoke run, and then you actually run it again because we expect a failure the first time. So it's kind of those inconveniences. It was a tool created by CoreOS, and then it was forked by someone else, but it's not a standard bill of
Yeah.
material uh,
Okay.
thing. So it's not totally broken. The process to create it is broken. The project is abandoned. Um, and again, it's an uncommon way of providing the bill of materials. Usually, the bill of materials, it's used for attestations. It's part of the release artifact. It's many things that we're not doing. So I was just thinking like maybe let's start by deprecating in 3.7 in case someone is using it. But to be honest, we don't know if anybody is using that file.
Yeah. If we had a little bit more time before 3.7, then we could actually survey our users. But I don't think that we'd necessarily get enough responses to trust them before we want to release 3.7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, yeah, I also agree that it may be too close. And
Sorry,
I-
so I have a quick question. So I'm not sure whether or not you have already compared the content between the old BOM and the new BOM. The item, is there any difference between them?
yeah, I guess that file is huge to review. So I guess it's something that we may be able
Yeah,
to
probably
do with AI.
we need to leverage some scripts or AI to compare
Yeah.
them. Not human. It's impossible for human to compare them.
Okay. I'm getting the feeling that maybe we postpone this for 3.8 or we decide to do it mid-cycle. But again, I don't like the idea of mid-cycle because it's not the
No.
proper deprecation.
Well, I mean, how much effort is it going to be to? Oh wait, Merrick.
I mean, I just wanted to simply point out you can deprecate things and not do anything. If this is a like Ali, like we know, like there is end to it, like there is project is abandoned, no one uses it, file is basically best effort. We can just mark it as deprecated and figure out the solution whenever we want. Like if you separate notice from solution. So I would say just write it in the change log, write it in announcement, write it whatever you want, but say you're deprecating it and it will disappear whenever it's convenient for us. And I can tell about, or I can talk also about release, and I don't think the timeline of release is interrupting for it, because this is a change that we can do. We are cutting now release candidate. We are not cutting a release. Release candidate, it will still stand for a month, I think. Like that was the plan, that we will at least have it for a couple of weeks, and we can finish the work and we can, put it back to the main release, because if we think we want to fix it before the release. But I don't think it's some additional work, but it's not like end of the world if we do it, if we need it. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, I kind of like that idea of maybe we just announce the deprecation again because of all of the issues, and then we'll come up with a solution.
Yeah, do we already have? I mean, but we already have a PR to create a new bill of materials using a standard tool.
Yes, so but what Benjamin is saying, it's also true. Is like we've reviewed the script that generates it. We briefly looked into the released artifact, so the end resulting bill of materials JSON, but we haven't compared that they actually match what we currently have.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's the second part that we're missing, and that's what we were saying. Like maybe we can use a script or leverage AI to see if it at least matches.
Okay.
The caveat is that again the current bill of materials tool that we're using, it's out of development, so it may even have inconsistencies that we don't even know.
I'm just asking, what's the motivation for comparison? Do you want to make sure that the new system
No.
is a superset of the old system, or are we expecting the new system missed something, or are we trying to confirm that the old system is like has a bucket, or has holes in it and it doesn't do its job fully? So I would do those things as 3 different motivations.
I think the motivation is to first thing to make sure we are aware of the difference between the old BOM file and a new BOM. We are aware of the difference if any. The second part, if there's any, we need to understand why there are some difference. If if there's some difference, so either the old one is inaccurate or the new one is accurate, we need to understand the reason to give us more confidence. So my point is, as long as the item in the new BOM file is accurate, so I'm good. The either's format is okay to me.
Okay, I feel also the confidence is that that tool is used by a number of projects. So I think like it may be even more accurate the new one. But I feel like just for the sake of approving the pull request, we need that last piece.
What I'm thinking about is that if we're going to announce deprecation, it would be nice to announce what we're going to be using in the future, even if the file's not available yet.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
And then we can, if there's a delay because we need to test it and stuff, then
Mm-hmm.
it shows up in version 3.7.1,
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't want to dwell more on this because we have more things to discuss.
Yeah.
So I think we all have an agreement.
Okay.
Right? Just confirming with Benjamin, like the deprecation route. Benjamin?
Sorry,
Thumbs
say
up.
that again.
Do you agree that we can deprecate, announce the deprecation right
I'm
now?
okay with that.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
okay. Yeah.
All right. So
No.
I just wanted to. I didn't hear explicitly from you. That's so that we all agree. We're on the same page.
Okay.
So next, sorry, jumping to the next topic. So we announced that we were gonna do a last 3.4 release. I think there's some. As part of that, I feel like I think there were some vulnerabilities in some Golang X libraries. So maybe it's a good time also to do a release for all of our active branches, like 3.4, 3.5, and 3.6, and do so basically the last 3.4 release. The idea, yeah. So I mean, we split the topic of 3.7 into another one. So the last 3.4 release, I initially said that maybe tomorrow, but I don't think I'll be able to do it tomorrow. I was thinking Monday, so technically it will be June 1st. But the thing is that May 31st lands on a Sunday, and that definitely will be inconvenient.
Right. We're doing the RC release on Monday, though. Yeah.
That's the idea. So basically, the idea is maybe releasing 3.4, 3.5, 3.6, and 3.7.
Okay. So there's
3.7 RC0.
Okay. So the question is, do you really want to do all those at once?
Or we can split them Monday and Tuesday. Maybe
I mean,
3.4
yeah.
and 3.7, and Tuesday 3.5 and 3.6.
Well, I would say if we're going to do the last update releases, we should do all the update releases at the same time.
Okay.
This is more, you're the leader on the releases. So the question is, do you want to do them? We can do them all on the same day if you think that's going to be okay for you.
Yeah, I think so. My Monday, yeah, Monday should be. So I have a bunch of time on Monday. So I guess the only tricky part is that I would like to. So for the release 3.7, maybe we should start automating how we do a release, how we cut a new release branch, because when we did cut 3.6, I think we missed some stuff. So it will be maybe great to have a script that does that for us. So when we do new minor releases, we don't need to do them by hand. So yeah, that's mostly what I have 3.4 and 3.7 in the same topic. Anything that someone wanna mention about 3.4, or should we move to 3.7? This is part of actually 3.7.
Oh yeah.
No, I think thanks. I think it's happy like the community will get the last 3.4 release, and thank you, Ivan, for doing that, and I know still caring that we will have one more release for security. I think
Yeah.
that's...
I think so. We still do a bunch of things manually, but I'm working with Mohammed to, I mean, not very actively because now we're with 3.7, but the idea is that this should be automated. And so it shouldn't be like so it should be way quicker to do releases or less
Yeah,
involved.
I would make sure the process or like everything that you find a problem, have someone, I don't know, even take someone new that can take notes and list the things, so we don't automate the simple things. We know what is the fault process, because that's when you write, it's easy to write everything, but when you automate, you prioritize things that are easiest to automate and maybe miss the hard.
Yep.
So I would focus on improving the process and think
yeah, there's definitely some things like that we will need to do, like it's gonna be a manual, but it's definitely not someone babysitting a release script.
Okay, so my question is, are we doing them all on Monday?
That's the aim.
Okay. It's just writing the announcement.
Okay.
And so, it's a question of, are we writing a joint announcement of RC plus updates, or are we writing two separate announcements? That's all.
I feel like maybe RC should be one announcement, and maybe
even if they're in the same day.
Yeah, so I was gonna say maybe RC and 3.4 should be their own announcement, but then could be just one. You're right.
I've never known whether people are more likely to read it if they're separate or if it's one. Just have no data on that.
Yeah, but I feel like maybe it's good to have one blog post that is like, so in terms of for SEO,
yeah,
maybe like last 3.4 release.
Yeah.
So even if you maybe search for what's the last 3.4 release, then it shows up.
Yeah, you're probably right, because we've also been warning people about the 3.4 EOL buried in other release announcements for a while. So we probably need to declare the 3.4 EOL as the title for something, just so people can't miss it. Because, I mean, guaranteed we're going to get a bunch of people who are going to find out 6 months from now that it's EOL and complain about it.
Yeah.
But let's try to minimize the number of people.
And there's also a lot of people, I heard, that they think that 3.4 is already EOL.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it's still active. So maybe the suggestion will be one for 3.4 and one for the rest. So maybe the second, so the other blog post is the RC release, and bottom is like, oh, and we also released 3.5 and 3.6.
Okay.
That would be my suggestion.
I was actually going to say, well, and we don't need to do this during the meeting. I would break them up a different way, but we can discuss that in Slack.
All right. That's it for 3.4, and I feel like we also covered some of 3.7. Marek, do you want to discuss more from 3.7?
Yeah, I just wanted to give an update on the status. I think we did a tremendous job, and all the tasks that most of the tasks that we listed are done, like on the Bbolt and Raft. We already cut or tagged release candidates for both those libraries that are used by etcd, and I think we are done on all blocking issues for the 3.7 release candidate. So yeah, waiting for Monday for Ivan, and I think we are done. The two remaining recommended things, I would not say that cutting a release candidate and cutting a release branch means that we cannot if they're worthy backport them. It's just I would say because they're not server, they're just tooling. We want to have a server ready for people to qualify, and that's my focus with the release candidate. And tooling can be, I'm happy to help with cherry picking and merging to 3.7 release branch when it happens. And I would not, block BOM or BOM changes based on that. If we want to do it within release candidate, let's continue development as always, just with the assumption that there needs to be justification for 3.7. And if the justification is it will be easier for maintenance of the project to backport it, and 3.7 will be easier and more, we feel better that to support it for next, 2-3 years, hopefully less, and we will continue the cadence of releases. But if it will be easier for us long term, let's backport it early. We did it for 3.6 and 3.5. We just backported scripts when they helped. So release cut is mostly for server code and client code, and we make sure that, I think there is one issue that by Benjamin that is working on one part. We might be only consider waiting for that to make sure that Kubernetes doesn't adopt release candidate and then finds out we change the behavior in clients. But I can discuss it separately. Don't want to take too much time on the meeting. Any comments on that? As we are running out of time.
So for the 3.7, so for the remaining task for the 3.7 RC1 or RC0, one is the issue I raised today. So let me paste the link in the chat. 1 second. Yeah, I sent the link in. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is one issue we need to get included in the 3.7. The second one probably, Ivan is working on for the multi-arc image and arc specific image. So I'm not sure what's the progress of the task
for the multi-arc builds.
Yeah.
So I feel like this may be like something also like Marek was saying, that it's mostly tooling, because so I have the change. So I naively just open a pull request, and then we realized that it wasn't accurate. It wasn't gonna work. So the idea is that I took part of Mohammed's pull request that he has a bunch of changes, and then I just I try just to keep the Docker build-x, that is basically the one that pushes the multiple images. I have a draft pull request, because I was testing it.
Okay.
But at the same time, what I'm feeling is like, if we just maybe don't announce, so we could technically keep the current state, and as you suggested, like maybe we don't announce the tags with the architecture, and we just publish the manifest, or we just announce the manifest right now, because yes, there are many changes, and I don't know if we want to merge them today or tomorrow. I can open a pull request today or tomorrow, but I don't know if it will make it on time for the 3.7 release, and maybe for cutting the branch, maybe it's not the best idea. We can do it after.
So anyway, so this is not blocked for RC10 or
No.
1.0, but eventually for the release 3.7, probably we still need to only expose the multi-arc image.
Yes.
But we still have time. Yeah,
Yes.
there's no rush.
Yes. So yeah, I agree that it's tooling, and then if we want to freeze server and client, those should have priority.
Okay. Okay. The other task is for the fast key only query. So I believe the count field isn't correct. The count should be all the keys in the range, not specific the actual number of keys returned to the client. So this is But again, this is not blocked for RC1, but RC0. But we need to resolve it before you finally the 3.7 release.
Yeah, just a request. If you have any suggestions, we should track. It should be on the on this list, on this document, because if we don't have a comment, we don't know it. So it's a comment on an issue currently is not enough to be visible for.
Okay, let me add in the talk.
And we can separate blocker for release and blocker for as non-blocking for release candidates, and we can track it. Yeah. And
yeah,
Josh,
this is not blocker for RC0.
Yeah. So assuming we don't find any hard to resolve bugs in RC0, right? So if we don't find any hard to resolve bugs in RC0, what date would we be targeting for final release?
I have some guess, but I don't have it on my thing. I assume a month of soaking. I assume we have 2 months until Kubernetes code freeze. I assume 1 month of soaking for RC0 and 1 month of soaking of release within that timeline. So around half midpoint, I would want to release.
Okay.
Okay, hopefully there's no any new issue.
Okay, and I think we are on time.
Yeah, so just one, sorry, and we didn't get to the last 2 topics. Just one question regarding the soaking. So if there is one issue, are we gonna release another release candidate and also like after that wait for another month for soak? So the idea is like release candidate and 1 month of soaking?
No, we just like have two months to do end to end, and I would only consider separate release candidate if it was like tragic, terrible thing that prevented like anyone from using etcd or Kubernetes from adopting etcd.
Okay.
So like we will continue fixes, but we will release only when it's huge change. I know if we broke severely etcd and you cannot use it. And hopefully our tests do their work. We invested a lot of time for like last 2 releases. Yeah. So and we need to postpone the last 2 topics. If you, Josh, want to follow up on the thing on, I know, chat or Slack, I think we can do discussion on the NA or read the PR offline. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Marek, you said you would take a look at that pull request 2 weeks ago. Any chance you could take a look?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
See ya.
Thanks, guys. See you.